Hey, this is Kyle from Fail You. We're a straight edge melodic metalcore band, and you are listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Straight edge, melodic, hardcore. Tell me about that. That's a first for the show for a genre. Explain that to me. I understand what all those things are, but kind of wrap it up. Tell us about Fail You and your genre, what you guys are rocking out with.
I think we come from a bunch of different angles, like
Yeah.
as far as influences. Me and Nick, we've known each other since high school. We played in bands together like literally 30 years ago.
Hell yeah.
And we're both, influenced by, a lot of death metal and, all sorts of metal and stuff. And also, hardcore. Every one of us know each other through hardcore for the last 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And,
That's
you
cool.
know, the way the band came together was, like Jose was like, yo, I'm gonna buy a new drum kit because he hadn't played in years. I haven't played in a band in 20 years since before this. And I was like,
Mm.
yo, I'm gonna come play guitar. I just kind of forced my way in a little bit. And then yeah, and then we started jamming, and there was a couple of other guys, another guitarist and another bassist. And the other guitarist had other obligations, so he kind of dropped out, and I sent Nick a text, and I'm like, yo, come play guitar for the band. And so we had a new guitarist in like literally under 3 minutes. And then
Yo, you
dude,
want to do it? Yep.
yeah,
We're
Well,
good then.
yeah, my thing was playing. I played in a band with him a couple decades ago, and it was right when metalcore was just like flooding. Like everybody was playing heavier, but it was hardcore, but it was just heavier. And I was really into it, but I didn't really know. I wasn't, I was still kind of learning guitar. I was already playing 7, 8 years already, but then I joined with him, and he brought me into like a whole different style, and I grew from there. So once that band ended, I started, playing in better bands and, getting more technical and stuff. And he stopped after a few years. He was in a band called Nothing Left to Mourn. And then when he started playing again, now I've been playing all these years, and he asked me to join again. So I said, sure. So now we're both way better than we were even then. And it just made sense to join again and play with him again. So I'm having fun.
What year did you guys start this project?
oh man, was it
2023.
2023? Yeah, early
Yeah.
23.
Early 2023.
Pretty sure that was it.
No, I feel like I joined in 2022. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure, like July 2022 is when you
Okay,
guys
so then I was definitely
convinced me to
in
join.
2022 also.
Yeah, because we played our first show in 23.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The show, Staten Island.
Yeah, we actually played uh for Sam from Bleed the Gods, who you've had on the show before.
Hell yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. I love Sam.
Sam's like,
Um, when did you guys start writing music though? When did you get together and start like jamming together and talking about like lyrics? Like when did that kind of start happening? Was that is that the 2022 when you guys kind of started all that whole thing?
yeah. You know
Okay.
what's funny about it is that we've all been friends for years and years and years, and we were just all pretty much dormant as far as music, except for Nick because he has his other projects. But going to shows forever, and then Jose bought the drum set, and then I came into the picture when him and Kyle were already jamming and stuff, and they had a couple of riffs, and really nothing set in stone yet. And then I started writing stuff, and then it went from sort of beat downy stuff when they were playing without me, and then I was like, okay, here comes metal riffs. And
Uh,
we're all in the same, we all come from different types of hardcore. Like Kyle's more traditional beat downy heavier stuff. I come from a metal background. Jose's all over the place with his musical taste as well as same with Nick. Nick listens to a lot of noisy stuff to help put stuff on. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not for me. But that's cool. But it all it all comes into our band, and we mix all this crap together, and it somehow works. And when people from outside listen to it, they're like, oh, I hear this, and I hear this, and I hear this, as far as influences, and it's working out well, and it's hitting in all the right places. And
Cool.
we've been playing shows with straight up hardcore bands, and it still works, and straight metal bands, and it still works. So
Yep.
it's cool. We've been meshing in really well, which is awesome.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about your discography. I see As Above, So Below. When did you guys put this album out?
It was February 1st. It was everywhere streaming. And then we had the physical release around the same time. We just had the release show on Valentine's Day with Minty Fresh.
Oh, this just came out then this month.
Yes.
Yeah. Still soaking wet behind the ears.
How's it going so far? I know it hasn't been that long, but how are people receiving it and just kind of like, well, yeah, people are digging it.
It's been awesome. It's
Nice.
actually been,
Hell yeah.
it's been a lot more. How do I say it? Like, it's been pretty crazy. Like, we put it up on the Bandcamp, on Big Cartel, and we only ordered 100 records off the bat just to do like kind of like an exclusive thing, and we're almost sold out of them.
Hell yeah.
The merch started selling, and we just did that show, our record release show, and we sold a ton of shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Fuck
weird. Like,
yeah.
I put my
And-
equipment away, and I
and-
walk around the corner, and there's like a line of people. I'm like, okay.
Damn.
In the 30 years I've played in bands, I've never seen a line like that.
Wow.
It was like,
What do you guys
okay.
think? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that this stuck so well, or hit so hard? I'll say it that way.
I think, like Scott said, the differing backgrounds for everybody, bringing all different sorts to the table, and it brings in all those different people because they can
Yeah.
go and listen to it, and they'll hear like,
Yeah.
oh, I hear this in there. That's what I really like. And then the next person will hear something completely different, and they'll be like, I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what else is really interesting too is that the metalcore, like metalcore kind of went away for a while. It went back to Youth Crew style, then the beatdown, and then modern metal also happened too.
Like genty stuff.
Genty stuff. Metalcore was like gone, and all of a sudden there's teenagers that
Bringing
are
it
picking up
back. Yeah.
Undying records and Perfect Cleansing records, and they're learning the songs, and they're starting their own bands now, and they're they have that sound. Well, we were doing that already, so besides what we already know and what we know now, we're mixing that all together too. So being in our 40s, we're like kind of have more of a mature sound, so to speak. And I think that's what is appealing to everyone, because it's like, oh, I hear a little bit of this, what's all this about? Because we're bringing something a little, I guess, I'm not going to say new, but a little more mature sounding. And I think it's more respectful.
You're like, go ahead.
I feel like it checks a lot of boxes for people.
Yeah.
Because some people aren't just all hardcore or all metal and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's nice to get all like genres of kids liking the music, not just one I guess set of fans or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Just listening to us, because like the kids react really well and they're into it and they have fun, and that's really, I think at the end of the day, we're old enough to know that's really all that matters. That now, anyways, is like the fan reaction and like our kids having fun. Are they dancing? Are they smiling? Or like, even if they're not moshing or anything like that, are they nodding their head? Are they clapping? That stuff goes a long way. It's
It really
fun.
does.
It's fun.
So what did you guys have before As Above, So Below? Did you have any singles? Did you have an EP? Or is this like the first thing that you've put out?
Two of the songs that are on the LP were put out as like a small demo. It was Tempering and As We Rise. So those were hanging around for probably a year and a half, 2 years to that.
Okay.
And then we reworked them and put them on the LP.
Cool. So speaking of the LP, As Above, So Below, we are here because of a song that you guys wrote called No Echoes. And it has quite a bit of features on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you put it on
I don't think I've
Spotify,
ever
it's like
seen a
this long.
track that had like a paragraph of
Yeah.
features. Tell me about this song.
You guys let it rip.
All right. As far as the features go,
Yeah.
you know, we started writing it. We're like, let's do an intro for it, and then Nick wrote like a really cool, like gloomy, doomy kind of guitar thing. I think I still have it. I can't remember how what he named it, but we worked.
I
from
called it
that,
just
and then
gloomy thing. I called it.
gloomy thing or something. I think I still have it on my phone like that. And then we're like, you know, it would be really cool if we did, you know, cello over that. And I have a good friend named Nikki from upstate New York, and she's a cello player, and she plays in a band called Casting Ships with her husband Rob, and a good friend of ours. So I approached her and I was like, "Yo, you wanna do something over this?" And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then so that was one, and then there's uh, our friend Joey. Everyone knows him as Joey Mosh. He played. I'm sorry. He sang in Nothing Left More in a band I was in back in the early 2000s, and so he was a no-brainer. He's an absolute like powerhouse on vocals. So we had him come into the studio and record that stuff. And most of the time when we play out live, he comes in and he does that with us.
Oh, cool.
And then the female vocals that you hear throughout the song is a friend of Len's. And
Jess
yeah,
Goldie.
yeah, Jess Goldie. And sorry, escape my brain for a second. Jess Goldie. And we're, you know, he was like, "Hey, you want to try this?" And then like she demoed it and Len sent it to us. Len owns Landmine Studios, so he does all the recording and stuff. So it's like a whole in-house operation with the band, which is really sick because we could just lay down stuff when we want to. So she laid down some demos and he sent it to us and he's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "It sounds perfect." And we put it all together. And then who else is on that? Who else is? Oh, the guys from Two Piece, right?
Nothing
Yes.
Left to Mourn. Oh yeah, you already
Which-
said that. Dusty
which
and
Joey-
Dylan.
Yeah. Dustin Dillon from Two Piece did a couple like backup crew vocal parts on it and stuff. And yeah, so
Cool.
put it all together and it's like this long on the Spotify window when you put it on.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah.
I love the most about this song and all the songs on the record really is we just took our time and didn't say no to anything. Let's try it, see what happens,
Yeah.
throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And we really just took our time, and I think that's what, you know, makes it sound so good, is because yeah, exactly that. We just took our time and, you know, made sure everything was
Yeah,
really
it feels like from what you guys are saying that this is like a community family track where you like had a bunch of your friends come on and
Yeah,
let's all do something together.
yeah.
yeah,
But
I
Yeah.
could say that.
I like it. It like started off slow though. It was like, oh, we'll get one person to do something. Oh, but then let's get somebody else. And
Yeah.
it's just like this big thing. Like it'll never happen live, but it'd be great if we all.
I was
took
just
over.
I was just gonna say you guys should all tour together and then
God.
do this song live and
It's like we're with the band, 6 other members.
yeah.
Maybe we
Oh.
could do holograms, like a hologram thing.
Yeah, and it also seems to be your longest song too, off the album. The
At the
longest
end of the
one.
intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't the song we were breaking down, but I saw something, so I got a question. There's a song on here called Trinity, and it is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Was that intentional?
A good
What's it?
majority of it is an intro. I think it's about a minute. The intro to Trinity is probably because it's a song about nuclear annihilation. So the whole beginning of it is like an intro with, you know, you hear the sirens and screaming and
The fallout and stuff.
yeah,
Fallout.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you
Oppenheimer.
asking?
Like
Are you asking because of the timing?
Yeah, because
444?
the
Oh.
length of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I actually see that very often. Like someone will make their track like 3 minutes and 33 seconds or stuff like that. Like, and I'm finding it that it's very intentional for them because it's like a spiritual thing. It's
like like Tool, I think, does that.
I think you're right.
They have a song, and it's about I forget what it's called. I don't know if it's 46 and 2 because it's like about how like the human mind, if it had an extra 2 chromosomes or something like that. I think that's what that means. And so the whole timing is supposed to be like 4 or 6 or some shit like that. It's a very intricate song, and like even his pattern of singing, and it's just very mathy, and you're just like, why? How would you write like that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fun little creative writing project.
Yeah, I love figuring out why artists do what they do. So when I see little things like that, I'm like, I gotta ask about that. So why did you guys choose this song to break down? What does this one mean to you?
Kyle, you're up.
Well, Scott wrote the lyrics to this song, but it's all about like people struggling with mental health. Like everybody in this world struggles with some sort of anxiety, some sort of depression on all different levels. And that's basically like what we talk about every time this song. I think Nick said it the best. Like when you're talking to your friends, like checking in on them, he said, if correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but I think he said, ask them how they are today and check on your friends. So we're very like, this whole band, like from front to back is probably the easiest thing I've ever been involved with. Like everybody in this band is family. We tell each other everything and we're very open and we try to help each other through a lot of things. So we feel like that this is a good song that is a good representation of like things going on and then like how we treat the band, like helping everybody out through whatever things they have going on.
It's amazing. It's almost like this is the track, like this is the anthem for Fail You. It's like, you want to listen to us? Check out Fail You.
Yeah,
You'll learn a lot about us.
This is the most listened song right now.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think. Oh yeah, that's true. I checked that today. What were we up to 1,700?
Yeah,
nice.
Which equals like $4 in Spotify.
You guys all divide it within yourselves. You all end up. You can all go grab French fries from McDonald's or something.
But to tag on to what Kyle was saying, what I actually did say was one thing I learned through therapy over the years is one big question to ask somebody is, "How are you feeling?" And if somebody just says, "Oh, I'm good," that's not an answer.
That's
not a feeling. It's not an emotion.
Yeah, it's so common. I think we all do that.
It's good to actually say what you're feeling. If you're tired, you're tired. If you're sad, okay, what's going on? Do you want to share it with me? And you know, if you're happy, what are you happy about? You could celebrate what the person's happy about, just to make them feel more important, as opposed to just being small talk. Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like that's not, you know.
So you guys are like always honest and real with each other. You guys always know where your
100%.
headspaces are at. That's cool. That's cool.
We talk every day. Everybody in this band is talking to each other every day.
Fuck yeah. So it's almost like you guys are your own like therapists and band practice is like your therapy and shit like that.
Very huge support
bunch
group.
of bullies.
Bunch of bullies.
I'm the biggest one because I make people spend money on gear. So
bad influence.
So much money.
If you look at the insert, there's we went through a lot of unfortunate loss during the recording of this record. I'm going to defer to Scott because there was a lot of loss within his family that we all kind of had to navigate in different ways. So like I said, I'm going to defer to Scott on this.
Yeah, we lost initially. We lost my brother-in-law Charlie, and Charlie obviously I was very close. I worked with him every day. Charlie and Jose were also very, very close, and you know he was close with everybody. Anyone who knew him knew he was the most amazing person. He would do anything for anybody at any time, and we lost him suddenly. And then
in the middle of recording too.
Yeah, in the middle of all the recording stuff. You know, I remember showing him like the early stuff in the recording. He's like, "Oh, this is fucking sick," you know. And he never got to. I think he got to hear one or two songs completed, and then
I'm
like six
sure.
months.
I'm sure he's wherever he is. He's heard this already.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he's heard this album and rocked out.
He
yeah,
probably would say we suck.
yeah. That's all right.
My least favorite album of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that,
yeah,
guys.
and then like 6 months after that, I lost my dad. Cancer fucking sucks, but here we are. I'm happy it took him quicker than it took him slower. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, he's not here,
Right, right,
but he
right.
didn't suffer for too long, and that was tough, and we still deal with that every day. I still deal with that. He was a character. He's my best friend, and
He, he got to see us play one more time though.
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Cool.
Shit did. With that
Hell
big
yeah.
stupid grin on his face, sitting by the bar.
That's
The
right.
fucking best.
Do you think that those losses kind of altered your route in the recording process? Like, did anything change after that? Like, oh, let's add a song to commemorate them or to remember them, or let's write more deeper stuff or change up lyrics or just anything. Did it have any effect on the actual
So
recording process?
originally, this was going to be an EP. We were going to do 5 songs, and then things started happening, obviously, which we just talked about, and it kind of slowed down the process, which slowed us down. And then we took a step back, and it was like, you know what? We've done this. We're writing other music. Why don't we make it a full length
Yeah,
and really deck it out?
Yeah.
I think we were like 2 songs short of a full length, and we're like, why don't we just write 2 really good songs and fill this in?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to give credit to Len, who's not here, who
Yeah.
right now he's here, but he's not, in the Zoom call. Who kind of like coached us. He gave us, why don't we write an intro that's kind of like Zayo or something? Why don't we do? And it just spawned ideas and then turned into full length songs.
I think it also. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think
No,
it
no,
also,
I just want to give Len a lot of credit. That's all.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think to tie in what you're talking about as far as do we think what happened, molded the recording. I think the recording got darker with it subconsciously because we started writing some like heavier stuff, and then there's like there's the intro is as above, titled, and then the outro is so below, and then there's like in the middle something called Purgatorium, which is another like little I don't know if you can call it an
Instrumental.
interlude. Yeah, an instrumental interlude, and Nick wrote all that stuff because he's magic on the guitar, and I'm just here to make ugly faces and play heavy riffs. And,
But
but it really like shaped, it really put incredible bookends on the front and the back of this record and in the center of the record. And I've had a lot of people tell me like, it's like it's almost like telling a story, the whole thing. You know what I mean? You just I tell people, I joke around, I'm like, go in your house and like light a candle and listen to it in headphones and take that ride.
Wow.
And I joke, it's like a joke, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it kind of is. You know what I mean?
I don't know
No.
how it happened. We didn't sit down and go, we're going to write a conceptual record, but in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
it just happened.
Yeah. It happened naturally.
our,
You guys were all
Yeah.
going through something together, and it was like, okay, let's all write something.
Exactly.
So it came from like a deep place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like during the grieving process too, like I'm sure this. Well, I'm not sure, but would you say that adding more after that happened kind of helped with that grieving process to let some of that anger out and emotion out?
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
band has been, everything for me mentally. At home I have, my significant other, Shannon, who's a wonderful person, and I have my 2 dogs, and they're amazing too. But like Tuesday nights when we practice, nothing goes on but practice. There's nothing there. There's no stress. There's no politics. There's no bullshit. All the stuff that we write lyrics about, none of that's there. It's just us, being brothers, writing heavy music, and having a great time, and no stress. And every one of us throughout the process, writing this record, we're doing different things transitionally in our lives. Not to dive into that at all, but like it's huge. I don't think there's a bigger thing in the world that makes you mentally better than playing music and writing music.
I agree.
It's
I
always
agree.
been my
The
escape.
power of music.
That's insane.
Always been my escape since 1995.
And it helps with the group of people that are in this band. Everybody in this band is very supportive of each other.
Yeah.
We don't let anybody fall at one notch. We pick each other up along the way as best we can.
Even from the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, as recently.
So I have two more questions before we really dive into the song. The first one is why the name? You guys all seem very positive and you're uplifting to each other. Why the name Fail You?
Scott.
Oh,
Yeah, Scott chose that.
how do I explain that? I don't know. I just think it matches the music. Like we're very dark. It's I don't want to say we're a miserable sounding band, but we were just throwing names around one day, and I was just like Failure, and I was already a band called Failure, a very big band named Failure, and I was just like, how about Fail You? Like as if, fuck, how can I explain it? You know,
I
as
feel
if
like-
When
I'm
did you
not-
come up with the name?
on
what-
the couch in my mom's house?
I'm sorry. What year did you come up with this name? Was it also in 2022?
Yeah, we originally started the original name of the band was Barons, like the Pine Barons, and because we were just trying to get like this like tough New Jersey name, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, we're like, man, we don't really like that, and I was like, it doesn't really match what we're doing, and I think Failure just matches the sound of the band, you know what I mean? It's
Okay.
dark, it's sad, it's angry, you know what I mean? And just like Failure, like.
I don't think it's meant to be like we fail you. Like it's like everything, like conceptually, if you listen to everything that fails us, like
Yeah.
are the modern era of which we're living in, or
Yeah.
the government, the politics, the pharmaceutical companies, everything that's failing us is failing
Perfectly.
you. Is failing you as well.
Mm,
You know,
Perfectly said.
like
yeah.
I don't think like if I don't. Hopefully, that doesn't sound like we are failing somebody. It's more about
No.
our.
That's actually what I took from it. I thought there was going to be some kind of like internal like
yeah.
I failed
our
someone at one
environment.
point, or I failed in my life, so this is my way back, or something
Yeah.
like that. That's
Yeah.
where I
Yeah.
took it.
I think it's more. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if you listen to each song on the record, every song has a theme of some kind of failure. Like the Dove is about, religion being monetized. RX is about the pharmaceutical company. Trinity is about nuclear annihilation. As We Rise as well. I mean, that's more of like we're tired of everybody's shit. Everybody
Yeah.
needs to get together and
What a way to let
and
those
change.
emotions out too. Just scream,
yeah.
scream and hit shit.
Yeah, and then
Wild.
No Echoes is about mental health, and Age of Disgust is prime example of politicians needing to be just we need change with that.
Don't get me started on that. That's a whole different podcast.
So what Jose said what Jose was saying as far as what fail you is, I think that's a culmination of
Yeah. They nailed it.
every negative thing that fails us as a people.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's our environment. It's not us that's failing. It's our environment and
I get
our,
it. I get it.
like everything
Okay.
else.
Interesting. All right, my final question before we start diving into this track is, so this started in 2022. I remember in early 22, I still caught COVID. In 2022, it was still there was still a little bit of
Me too.
of stuff going on.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
still a
okay.
little bit of a weird kind of feeling in the air during 2022. Did COVID or any of that have any effect to why you guys started this project?
Actually, that's why I bought my drum set. I was fucking bored, and I was still, I was still working, and I was like, I was living with my parents. I didn't buy a house yet, and I was like, I want to buy something for me, and I was like, I miss kind of playing music, so I bought the drums. But then like it took almost like 8 months because Tama at the time wasn't stocking anything, so everything was made to order.
Okay.
So that's like how it first started. And like Scott would ask me, "Did you get your drum set yet? You get your drum set yet?" And finally, I got it. I got it all together. I got put my drum. It took me like even more like 4 months because I was being so lazy about putting the thing together. And then like just one day, Kyle was like, "Oh, let's go jam at Hellhound." I hadn't been at Hellhound since I was probably 25, so probably like 15 years, if not. And then yeah, and that's when we got Scott in, and then everything changed. It was fun.
How about anybody else? Did anybody else kind of start picking things up or writing things and kind of get that itch to be back in the band during that time?
Yeah, at that time, I was probably about 10 years removed from being in a band. So I had gotten married. I kind of drifted a little bit away from like being in a band. And then I was talking to Jose, and like, I guess maybe the COVID thing, because you saw a lot of people kind of rekindling. You saw some older bands coming back, and then you saw a lot of newer bands came out.
Yeah.
And then everybody was just so hungry for music after COVID. Like everybody was going to all the shows. There were shows everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just like it exploded.
It really did.
I got yelled
There
at.
was a lot of emotion that people needed to let out.
I remember that I went to that Madball show in the city, and it was like still during like pretty high COVID, and I got yelled at. They're like, "How dare you go to that fucking super spreader event?" I'm
You
like,
killed all their grandmas.
Yeah,
exactly. I killed it. I had a great time because I fucking love Madball, but you know that's life. I didn't get COVID that day, so that was pretty cool.
and I've been in this band called Herjaza since 2010, 2011. And what's funny about COVID with us was we had started recording our second full length in like 2018, and that band compared to us is like it was more of a much slower moving process with getting everything put together. And a week before COVID was everything shut down, it was finally done. It was sitting there waiting for us to release it.
Damn.
And I go, well, you know, nobody's gonna have anything else to do. Let's just release the record now. And released it on March 20th of 2020, like the day the everything shut down.
Yeah,
And,
that's right. You guys were right on time.
So we couldn't play any shows.
You couldn't have planned it any better, guys.
No. So we couldn't play any shows for, I think, August of 21, I think, was the first show we played.
Wow.
And even that was like the microphones had these coverings on them, so if you spit on them, it wouldn't, you know, it was weird. But
there was social distancing in the crowd.
Yeah, and we didn't have band practice for like 8 months, and then when we finally did, it was like we would wear masks, and then the next day I'd go get tested just in case, you know.
Yeah.
God, it was crazy.
Wild time. Do you guys think that this band would be playing right now if it wasn't for COVID?
Oh, I'm sure. I think it was meant to be in a lot of ways.
Okay, it was bound to happen anyway.
If Jose didn't buy a drum set, we definitely wouldn't be a band.
Yeah, and Scott and I were like, we've been friends for 30 years, but like it was kind of on and off for a while. You know, we always talk to each other online because he lives all over the place. He was in Connecticut, he was in Jersey, Virginia, wherever. Yeah, but we always kept in touch. But then during that time, all of a sudden we were going to shows together again, and seeing each other a lot more. So it just seemed like, and he was showing me videos. Oh, check out my band, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, And then I didn't think I'd be joining, but somehow I had this feeling like I was a little bit envious that he was playing, and I wanted to play with him again. So it kind of just worked out that way.
Honestly, you and Len is what I feel like solidified the band and really like closed it off and made it this cohesive unit. Because prior to that, it was like, if the lineup stayed what it was, I don't think there would have been any sort of runway that there is now.
No, we would have been done. We would have been done in a year.
Len bullied his way into the band. Len, we had another bass player, but he was just, he was just kind of hanging out. He was a drummer, but he was just like, oh, I want to play bass, hang out, whatever. And he would come to practice here and there. And then like one day I posted a video of us playing without him, and Len just sends a text message. He goes, "Yo, I'm not," or not a text message. He just makes a comment. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come play bass for your band." Or when are you gonna let me come play bass for your band? So like we text message the other kid, and we're like, "What are you doing? Are you gonna play or not?" He's like, "Oh, you can if you want to get somebody else." And I was like, "Send." And then,
Yeah.
and then he was in the band, right then and there, and then it just clicked. And after, especially when Nick came in, it was like, yep, this is something.
It took us a minute to get our like our
Our sound.
like our
Yeah.
sound, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we don't even play almost any of the first songs we ever wrote, like that first
Just
show. In
just hate
fact,
to discuss. That's it.
yeah,
Well,
like I remember,
yeah,
like
as
even
we rise.
one of my friends said, she was like, she was like, I was there at the first show and I was there at your last show. She's like, night and day. Like, you
Hmm.
guys are so much better. And it's nice to hear that, like, because, your friends usually, like, they're going to hype you up regardless, but it's nice to, like, actually hear some feedback that, like, oh, you guys don't suck, Like,
You guys might be onto something.
yeah,
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 the sound really developed. It
yeah.
wasn't. It didn't come right away. Like No Echoes was probably the beginning of like developing it a little bit more, and then when we went from the EP to the LP, the last song to be done was the Dove, and that's like I
I
feel
love
like
that song.
that kind of cemented like the direction we were going, and that's where the path that we've been following writing our new stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I,
It takes time to kind of figure out what you want and what's you and what you
yeah.
want to do. It takes
Yeah.
time for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's cool. You guys were kind of able to figure it out and were able to create this new music.
yeah, our
Yeah,
friend,
we're not really overthinking as much.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's
Just
we
having
have, like,
fun with it.
just having fun, seeing what happens.
Yeah.
I
Are
think
you guys-
But Len's great to have because he'll tell us, "All right, guys, this is riff salad. Cut it out."
Yeah.
And bring us back down to earth. But
yeah.
we got it done still.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of emotion, a lot of you guys that go into this music, and there's a lot that from loss to like being best friends and wanting to, do this again after many years later, and COVID and band members changes. It seems like there's a lot going on. So as I have this all in my brain, I'm going to be digesting the lyrics with kind of this new mindset. I have not listened to this song yet, so
Huh.
yeah. So I'm excited to dive into the lyrics and kind of try to put all this together. It's going to be fun. All right. After finding out all this stuff about you guys, I am stoked to listen to this track and try to see if I can figure out more about you as people through the lyrics that you write. This looks very lyric heavy. It sounds like you had something that you wanted to say. So I'm going to try to figure out what that was. Anyway, this is No Echoes featuring All the Friends by Fail You. Let's break down this track. All right, we're gonna stop it there. You know, there was a point where I was kind of like leaning back. I'm like, okay, this is chill. Let me let this soak in, and then it would just like, nope, switch up. And I was like, all right, let me.
Chaos.
I was like, I gotta sit up for this. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me change my posture for this one. I see. Well, first off, that cello was fucking sick. That took it to like a different level. I feel like once that came in, I was like, oh, okay, I feel this. Like, cause it kind of sounded like the way that intro started, like it almost sound creepy in a way, where just like something not good
Yeah.
is on the way.
Yeah.
And then when it came in with the chaos, I'm like, okay, I get this. Where this takes me, and let me kind of just go through my little spiel here. Where this takes me is, well, if I were to listen to this on my own and not know anything, I would be like, oh, this song is like the person talking to themselves and like maybe
Yes.
looking in the mirror. And it's like, I see your pain because I've been there. I've looked in the mirror so many times and I'm like, who is this? What the fuck is happening?
It's the only person you got to answer to.
Yeah, and it hides behind your eyes. And I'm always able to tell when someone's off just by the look in their eyes. The eyes are like the gateway to the soul, I like to say. Or like, I think that's even a saying or something like that. But I feel, yeah, it's rough. The source of your own hell, we do it to ourselves. The man you despise, you're the man you despise. Thoughts in your head dragging you down. I'm doing this to myself. I have all this negative self-talk to myself, and it's dragging me down. Barely breathing, caged and bound, caged in your own head, soaked in torment. You lost your way. Screams with no echoes. Call out to me. Screams with no echoes. I'll go back to that. Pain behind my eyes. Yep, I keep within myself. No one knows. I hide it in. Won't let you peer inside the depths of my own hell. I don't even want you looking at this. I don't want you to know that this is where my head is at. Tortured and afflicted, I am dragged into the depths. White fucking knuckled. Is that where like the people like? Well, you hear like the like a chant of like the group screaming during that one. That's where it is, right?
No, Into the Depths is the
To the
chant.
depths.
Oh, okay, into the depths. I liked how that. I can see the crowd like chanting that back to you, like you pointing the microphone out, and you have the crowd doing it. A trigger's pull from death. Yeah, this just seems like an internal battle with yourself, and all the evil things that you say and do to yourself.
Your mind is your worst enemy.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the internalization instead of speaking it out and working through things. And this is like what people are going through, and you can look at them and they look like they're perfectly fine, but inside there is just a battle going on that you don't know about.
Yeah, and it almost reminds me too of not almost. It reminds me of what you guys were saying earlier about when you ask people how they're doing, and some people just say, "Oh, I'm good,"
Yeah.
but you have no clue what they're going through.
Nope.
It's easier to say I'm good than to be like, I am fucking going through it right now, man. It's I don't know. At least for me, like when I'm going through shit, like I don't really like talking about it to people because then it just becomes a whole thing, you know. And it's just like I don't want to burden these people. I don't want.
You don't want to be a burden, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But that's the things that we have to work through. You have to realize that the people that you're close with and that love you, you're not a burden to them. Like if something's going on, they want to help you through it, and they don't want to see something come out on the other end. Like that line, white fucking knuckled, a trigger pull from death. Like it happens way too often, and it's that person's choice. They're like, you know, I don't want to be the burden on them. You really need to speak out to friend, family, whoever it may be,
Yeah.
to get that out.
The world would be better if I wasn't here.
The world will never be better without you here. That's what people need to realize.
Yeah. Nick, you had said that I think you had said you've done therapy.
Yes.
So in the song it says, "Pain behind my eyes I keep within myself, won't let you peer inside the depths of my own hell." Is that the exact opposite of what you're talking about here? Is that why you went, like, you needed you felt the pain? It's within myself, but I gotta open up to somebody.
I didn't. Scott wrote the lyrics,
but, right? But do you feel that, like, that can relate to you in that way?
Oh, sure, absolutely, absolutely. That's been one of my biggest problems is feeling like whatever I say, nobody wants to hear my shit. Like, and I think everybody feels that way. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
so it's better just not to let people in.
He's stuck with us now, so every time, like, what's up? What's up, dude? I know something's wrong. Wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll badger him, and then he'll make me buy a new instrument.
Scott, so are you the primary writer of this track, or would you say it's a combination?
Kyle and I work back and forth with ideas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But do you think that mostly this came from you? And I'm asking for a specific reason. I'm going somewhere with this, but do you think it was?
I guess you could say so. Yeah, a little bit.
I see your pain. It hides behind your eyes.
Now, I'm going to cut you off. That whole first section with Jess singing, that's some of it is our lyrics, but some of that she wrote all that stuff. And when it goes later on into the song, I'll bounce back to that so you can see how it all came together and how it actually worked.
But she had to have something to go off of, right? You guys kind of gave her yeah. That's where, okay, yeah.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a caring friend seeing from the outside perspective of, like, what's going on with their friend. And they're saying, hey, I know something's happening here. What's going on?
That's exactly how it landed too. Exactly how it landed, because it mirrors what's going on with the rest of the other lyrics of the song. You know, it's like, I see your pain. She's looking. Let's say it's two people in the room. She's looking at me. She understands what's going on. You know what I mean? And then it goes back and forth. And then you'll hear when you get later in the song how it plays on each other again.
She did a real good job after we sent her the lyrics and told her to do her thing of just taking what was already there, like the subject matter, some of the lyrics, and then putting her own twist on it and making it her own thing.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked this question is because last year in May, I saw someone literally take their last breath and pass right in front of me. And moments before, the eyes were different. It was a scared feeling. There was pain there.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost take it as you either witnessing someone pass or dealing with the passing of it. I see the pain. It hides in your eyes. Barely breathing. Caged and bound. Like you're on this path and you feel like you're stuck because there's no other option.
100%.
Scream,
I think that was,
you've lost your way. Screams with no echoes.
I think the Caged and Bound line was the first line we wrote for this song, and then kind of built off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's tough.
The screams with no echoes thing, it's like, you know, everyone's been down in it mentally, and you're in your head, you are screaming.
Mm-hmm.
You are absolutely screaming, and the only person that's listening is you, and therefore there's no echo. It's not reverberating. No one else is hearing it. It's just you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're in there by yourself. You got to find. You got either you're going to go the wrong route, or you're going to find your way out of there, or at least try. It's not easy, but
Another way that I could see this too, and it was something that I was struggling with, was alcohol addiction for a while. I see your pain, the source of your own hell. That source of my pain was that alcohol, and it made me feel so much worse. It never helped anything. Never did anything, but it did nothing but drag me down. You know, I caged and bound, soaked as liquids. Something was drenched or something like that. It could have just been the actual liquid, the actual alcohol itself, tortured and tortured and afflicted. I'm doing it to myself. I'm torturing myself in this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I stay on this route, there will be a trigger full from death, because I am not in a good place and I am torturing myself from the pain that I'm dealing with because I can't get it out.
Yeah,
This is a deep one.
The beautiful thing about music is there's multiple interpretations for everything, and whatever that interpretation is for you, if you take that and it's something that could help you move along, or just try to take that next step. That's the beauty of music, is how infinitely interpretable it is.
Yeah.
And good on you. How long are you sober for?
What's the date today?
February
Today's the 25th, so 25 days. It's nothing.
Okay.
You know,
25
it's
days.
there was definitely a point where it was every single day for a long time. And the last couple months, you know, I'll go a week without it, but then I'll slip. Another couple weeks and then I'll slip. But this is actually the most sober I've been in quite a while. It's 25 straight days.
Good for you, man.
So thank you. That first week was fucking rough though.
Yeah.
And my wife. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said I'm a year and 3 months.
Hell yeah.
And I'm
I hope
never
I'm
looking
saying
back.
that one day too.
Yeah.
It's become easier at this point. You know, it's just like I'm not even thinking about it anymore.
August will be 30 years for me.
Hell yeah.
August
Hell
28th.
yeah.
I just made 22 years.
Hell yeah.
January.
Yeah, you guys are all straight edge, right? No more drinking for you guys.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to go through and to deal with. And I think, at least for me and some others that I know, it took something scary to happen for me to kind of snap out of it, for me to realize, okay, this is not good for me and the people around me. And like I knew it was an issue, but I still did it anyway. But it wasn't until I did something that I really regretted, where I'm just like, nope, not anymore. And I feel like a lot of people have to like go into like something deep or go through something really heavy to
You need
really
to hit a bottom, some kind of bottom.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is
realize.
wild that we do that.
Yeah, the come to Jesus moment.
Pretty much, yeah. You know, yeah, absolutely. That actually just sparked something in me. I was like, oh shit, that hit a little hard, because my faith has been the strongest that it's ever been right now, but I never really put those two together.
I think people
People
need something sometimes, whether it's faith or whatever it is, friendships or family or whatever. Somebody's got to step in and be like, all right, it's enough, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was really not really, but I was, faith was a big part of my life up until my grandmother passed. And when that happened, I spiraled. Pretty bad. And then I spiraled really bad and attempted my own life one night, and I was just like, nope, can't do this anymore.
No.
No.
Took me to rock bottom to realize, hey, I need a fix in my life.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of pain behind my eyes.
Well, I'm glad we're here talking to you.
Me too,
Yeah,
man.
I just
Thank
hearing
you.
So we're still here.
Yeah, thank you.
But-
Me too. I get this song. I get it. In a lot of different ways. All right, well let's keep crying. I'm not crying. Let's keep rocking out together. I really love the guitars in this song too, and don't think I'm sleeping on
I
that
hate
double pedal either. That's sick. This is good. Okay, choking on my own imbalances. I cannot catch my breath. Consumed torment. Airways closing. Barely breathing. Suffocating. Purgatory. And I'm lost in the fucking fray. And then you go. No. You go. Bleh. The bless not in here. I almost forgot about that. So another thing about me, one of the reasons why I do this podcast, because I kind of, go through a lot of little things, and I'm bipolar, and so choking on my own imbalances.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that completely. That chemical imbalance that works crazy in here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm caged and bound to my own issues sometimes. Cannot catch my breath, consumed torment, caged and bound. I am dragged into the depths. I am dragged into it even when I don't want to be, and it's beyond my control. Trapped within this purgatory. The life expectancy in bipolar people is a lot less than like an average person who doesn't have that, and a lot of it's because just how hard life is. You can be super fucking happy one day, and then the next day it's like, why am I here? I don't want to be here anymore. And then the next day it's like, oh, all right, yeah, things are pretty good. The next day it's just like, these imbalances, I get it. Dragged into the depths. Yeah. Explain what you guys are going through with this part here. Let's break this part down.
Where were we? So yeah, but the whole imbalances thing, there's no metaphors with that. You know what I mean? Anyone who's dealing with mental health is dealing with some sort of chemical imbalance in their brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Airways closing.
Yeah, exactly. Just like when you're in, like, I deal with real bad anxiety and social anxiety. I have terrible social anxiety. You'd never know it. Because,
yeah, you don't seem like that way at all right now.
You know what it is? I try to talk a lot when I'm in a social situation, or I don't say a fucking word. You know what I mean? And when I'm trying to talk, it's trying to get me over that. You know what I mean? It's like trying to pull me out of that. Like, I have a hard time, especially like going to a show where I'm not going to see, where I haven't seen somebody in a long time, and they come walking up to me. I'm just like, fuck, this is going to be terrible. It's not that I don't want to see the person. It's just because, like, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't want to do this right now. Go away.
exactly.
way.
And then like, you know,
I get it.
with the whole like, you know, I can't catch my breath. It's like I'm talking so much that I can't like, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's just
Mhm.
like,
Happens to me all the time.
you're just, you know, and then like by the time I'm done talking to him, I'm like, I'm a little fucking dizzy right now because I didn't breathe for
Mm.
any of that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, panic attacks, anxiety attacks,
Oh,
all
yeah.
those things can make you feel like you're like literally dying in that moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
My
100%.
airwaves are closing. I can't breathe. Is this a heart attack? What is happening to me right now?
You feel like you're never going to escape
Yeah, you
that
don't.
feeling for the rest of your life. Even if
Yeah.
it's 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minute panic attack, you feel like you're never coming out of that. And that just amplifies it in your brain because you're like, I'm fucking, I'm dying right now. You know what I mean? But you're not.
Yeah.
You're just panicking a little bit, you know?
When you're having those panic or anxiety attacks, it feels like an eternity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
Oh,
does. It really does.
You know what the feeling is like? You know, like how you ever have like where it feels like your shoulders cannot stop being fucking tense
yeah.
while you're just
Mm.
like in the situation until you get home and you're just like, oh my god, I'm over this. Like I that's why I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes I get home and just like I talk to so many people throughout the day that like I sometimes sit in my driveway for half an hour just to decompress and
I've
disassociate.
done that quite a few times
Yeah.
too. I'm like, I'm not ready to interact with any humans right now. I'm just gonna sit
Yeah.
here and listen to music or something.
The-
I,
or the
I
no
drive
music
home without
drive
the
home.
radio on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I do that a lot, and I don't even realize I'm doing it until I get to my exit. I'm like, I didn't listen to one goddamn thing.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm definitely guilty of that too. Just total
Mm.
silence driving.
After
And
hockey,
that's yeah, and that's tough because with me, whenever I'm feeling a certain way, I love driving with the music blast on and windows down. But if you're not even in the mood to listen to music,
Oh yeah.
that's
I think
rough.
I don't think
Sometimes,
I don't think it's a mood. I think it's just that like you're trying to disconnect so hard from everything that you don't want any noise like around. You just want silence, and you're just driving and listening to the humming of the engine and going.
Mm.
yeah. One thing I learned through therapy too is it's not really, it's kind of like meditation. Instead of
Absolutely.
blasting your ears with music, focus on a sound you're hearing around you, like the whirring of the engine. Oh, that's the engine. Okay. And then you start thinking about the engine, and then, oh, you hit a pothole. Oh, that bumping noise. What was that all about? And you
Distractions.
and it helps take your mind off of whatever it is. Because
Yeah, focus
when I
on
do
something
that,
else.
it's because I'm overstimulated. I had too much social interaction, or I had a really bad day at work, or something really, stressful happened. And silence, I think, is the best, especially when you have less to worry about. If it's silent, you have less to think about. You could just focus on the little sounds that you hear around you and just think about that. Or look at the trees, like, oh, how many leaves are on that tree? I wonder why that tree's that color. Things like that. You just think about everything else but exactly what happened.
Hmm. So it's a lot easier said than done.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
you have to kind of
It
learn.
takes a lot of years.
I was
to
gonna
do
say
that.
you have to
Yeah.
learn and teach yourself how to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
it
shows
took
that
me a
you've been
while.
through. I was just gonna say, so I feel like you guys have been through some stuff,
Oh,
and it's gotten you to where you're at now, where you can like write music about it and be inspired by it. When you guys are actually doing the recording of these songs, and you're finally getting it out of a place where it's just within you and it's going on an album. When you're getting that out, how does that feel? Knowing that all these emotions are now kind of leaving you in a way and being placed somewhere else.
I'd say it's a little, I wouldn't say it's relieving. I don't think that's the right word for it, but I feel like, creating a song is creating art. You know what I mean? And it's layers and layers and layers.
Right.
And like once we got this finished, and the first time we heard it, when Len did like a rough mix, where I was like, "Yo, that's fucking perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to hear." It's like the way you're listening to the song for the first time, and all the things that you're hitting on point wise is exactly what we wanted the listener to go to. You know what I mean? Like sucks you through it emotionally. You know what I mean? You're like, oh man, that hits me here, that hits me here,
Yeah.
that hits me
Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? And pretty much everything that we did writing the song, and you coming back and telling us about it is exactly what we wanted. You know what I mean? But yeah, then
Yeah.
to put it out all on the table once it's done, and it feels good. It feels good. It's therapy. It's like to
Right.
touch on Nick. It's therapy.
Yeah.
It's
It is
cathartic.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
And it
cathartic.
makes you feel
Exactly.
like you're not the only one going through this shit, you know?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
In any way you look at it, like I've said, like I relate, it takes me to
Yeah.
my attempt, it takes me to alcohol, it takes me to a bad relationship I was in, and it's just like and just my own self, my bipolar, my own mental health. So it's like 4 different ways I can take this track.
But I mean that's usually what music, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what attracts you to bands and everything, right?
Right.
When they hit like a that tune inside you where you're just like, yeah, I relate to that, like heavy. I think that's what it's nice that like some people can hear or read these lyrics and be like, oh yes, I agree. Or like or I had a similar feeling or whatever, if it sparks whatever it is, like I think music is supposed to spark a fire inside you, right? Make you feel something, because otherwise we're just dead walking around.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. I mean, when I got home from the hospital after that, I first thing I did was put music on. I went home and I just listened to music for like throughout the entire day and laid on the couch. trying to soak in everything that had happened these last couple of days, but the way that I was able to get through that, and even like the months after it too, just I think music was just playing 24 hours a day in my apartment. I needed it.
Yeah, I mean, music.
I needed to feel something.
I think for all of us though, like I think we're always constantly listening to music. I don't think there's not one of us that doesn't like always listening to something, whatever genre it is or something. But
Yeah.
there's always background music.
Yeah, always
Yeah. Absolutely.
keeps you a little
Nothing-
stable.
For me, nothing feels better than chugging on the guitar. Doing that junk junk junk. It's percussive, and when it comes out of your amplifier, it just there's no better feeling when you're doing that.
What color is
So-
it, Chug, Nick?
Depends on
Tell
Yeah,
them about that.
I have synesthesia. I don't know if you ever heard what that is. It's-
Explain it. I don't.
It's like basically when I hear music, I see a palette of colors that correspond to either the mood of the song or the key of the song. Some people could see it with letters and numbers. I don't know. I don't see that.
I see shapes.
Yeah, there's people that do paintings while they're listening to music based on what colors they see. I've never done that, but I know people that have done it. It's hard to describe all the time, but usually, like, I'll be hanging out with the guys, and they'll be like, "Oh, what color do you see with that song?" And I'll have an answer right away because I always do. I always see a color. Like with us, it's blue, blue and gray, and like, sometimes purple. But that's it.
Blues and grays are not a happy kind of
No.
color.
No.
That's
No.
our music.
which is our music. So it's not a coincidence. It really
yeah.
does. It really does show up in my brain that that happens.
Jose, I got a question for you, dude. There's definitely something therapeutic about banging the shit out of things, hitting things.
Well,
How does drumming specifically play a role in your life?
I don't know. There are days where I just beat the shit out of the drums because I'm just in the mood.
Yeah.
And when we
Yeah.
play live, like it like amps me up more, like 100% more than like when we practice. Like practice, I'm in my head a lot, and I get annoyed because like I'm not perfect at playing drums. And I always want to sound good, but like when I'm live and I'm just feeding off the guys playing the guitars and like the people and everything, I usually beat the shit out of the drums.
There you go.
Cool.
No.
There's a lot of shows that I'll go to because I've always wanted to be a drummer. It just never happened. But I always wanted to be, and whenever I go to shows and stuff, I definitely take time to be like, I am just focusing on the drummer right now. I want to watch what he's doing. And whenever,
I'm the
and
same
I
way.
definitely see people hitting harder and more in thought than others. Sometimes they look a little robotic, and it's just like, okay, let's do this thing. But sometimes you can just feel the emotion and watching them, and how, not even how hard they hit it, but just how they hit it.
Yeah,
Where are they hitting it?
I
How
actually don't.
hard? And
I
yeah,
actually don't like a lot of those like progressive drummers and stuff because they're trying to make it look so cool and easy and stuff. And
Yes.
I
yeah,
don't find drumming to be easy at all. You're doing like four different things
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Um,
I appreciate a caveman drummer. Like
yeah,
that
like
just
like
making the face.
yeah,
yeah, like I know
Yeah.
you're good. I know you're good, but like I don't know, like don't try to make it look so easy, you know.
yeah.
But that's just a lot of people might have a different opinion on
I
that.
agree. I agree, and that's why I was saying like, yeah, it's cool watching good technical drummers and stuff, and they're just
Yeah,
kind of make it just look really easy. And but I think my vibe is more let's break this fucking set tonight.
yeah. I just like yeah, some ass beating drums out there.
Yeah,
Jose's always been that type of drummer, though. He always plays hard.
that's how you're getting it out.
Yeah,
Every practice, there's broken drumsticks flying across
there's
the room.
always a broken. It's not my fault though. It's not my fault.
No,
Or the
the
beater.
other drummer's fault.
It's the other drummer's fault.
The beater or the bass drum walking
That's
away.
also not my fault.
I'm gonna blame it all on Scott, actually.
I mean,
All
if you
right,
bring your-
all
if
right.
you bring
Well,
your
let's
own pedals, you know.
all right. Well, let's keep rocking out to this track. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Well, that was No Echoes featuring All the Friends by Fail You. I want to go over that last section there with lyrics, because it made me feel a certain way. So I'm going to see if this is what you guys are talking about. In the darkness, I am your light. Into the depths, the voice of reason, the voice of might. Into the depths. It's like internally knowing that there's light at the end of this. It's like internally you're telling yourself, this is not good. There is light in all this, but it's in the depths. Like you can't really grab it. Like it's too far kind of in the distance, and you kind of have to dig to really get to it. But you know it's there. Trapped inside my head. It's like it's there, but I'd rather be here. I'd rather be trapped in this because it's easier. In the darkness, I am your light. We are our own light. Because no one's going to pull us out of it but ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what I get. I get like a self realization moment there. Where are you guys going for there?
I think it's kind of a trade back and forth there with the guys singing and with what she's saying. So pretty much, you're at the end, you're in a dark place, and then with her, she kind of represents what's going to get you out of there, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, you know, I am your light, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
you know,
I
Okay.
really, I really like the juxtaposition of her, the
yeah,
lyrics in the beginning versus the end, because it starts off on that darker end and then she becomes like that light at the end of the song, at the end of your tunnel. Like one of my favorite parts of this song is at the end, the trapped inside my head, and then her underneath going, I am with you, you're not alone. That's probably my favorite part of the song. Just that layer of her underneath there with me over the top of it. It's just it for that part just gets me every time.
yeah.
I'm gonna say something, and this might be a stretch, a complete stretch, but I don't know. I don't know. Got me thinking. Uh, you guys. Well, I think it was Jose, if I'm correct, that you brought up finding, uh, finding faith in a way. I forget what the exact word was, but one of you had brought up like, oh, you had a calling, like a
Come to
what do you,
Jesus moment.
come to
Come to
Jesus
Jesus.
moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. In the darkness, I am your light, the voice of reason, the voice of might. I know it's one of your friends, and it's a beautifully voiced woman singing this, but can that represent anything else? Like a higher power that's kind of, I in the darkness, I am your light. You think it
think
might?
It
I think it's
doesn't
a little,
necessarily.
yeah. Sorry, you can
Go
go, Kyle.
ahead, Scott.
Sorry. No, you go.
For me, interpreting it like I look at it like not everybody looks at spirituality in the same way.
Right.
Not everybody believes in one certain thing or whatever. I think for me, it's like there is something driving you, whatever that may be, and it's like I'm like getting all jumbled up. I'm
You're
sorry.
good, man. You're good.
No. But it's just you find that part that you need to move you forward. Whatever type of spirituality that may be, like Scott has said, and we've all said several times, whether that's your friends, your family,
Right.
whatever it is that moves you on, I think that could be interpreted as some sort of spirituality. It doesn't necessarily have to be like so cut and dry as like Catholicism, Christianity, and stuff like that, because everybody believes something different.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's all something that it's driving you in a different place to be a better person, and whatever that may be.
Yeah, I'm looking through the lyrics, and there's just a couple of little things that kind of made me think that. And where are they? Call out to me, dragged into the depths. Where was the other one? Oh yeah, purgatory. Triggers pull from death. So you got death, you got purgatory, pain, and I know there was one more, but death. Yeah,
And light.
that's and light. Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't necessarily need to be like a, I don't know, whatever god or figure that you're like. It can be spiritually like someone who's not here with you anymore. Like the memory of somebody or something pulling you, you know?
Yeah, like in the conversation we were having before about how music and everything like that, how it's like connected everything. Like for me, I lost a really close friend a long time ago, and I was he was the first person I ever heard like agony with. And I was walking down a random street. Well, not a random street. I was walking down South Street in Philly, and it was by a record store, and the record store was closed. And we were walking past, and I heard like agony. So I'm like, it's like is he here? Is Sean here? Because it was like, there's no reason for that to be playing at that certain time for any reason. Like, I'm not a spiritual person, like, as far as like going to like church and stuff like that. But I firmly believe certain things happen in life for very specific reasons.
Yes.
I believe that too.
That's where I fall on the spirituality scale. Is I don't think it's like this omnipresent being or whatever. I just think there's things in this world that happen for a reason, and that's what was meant to happen.
Yep.
What were you guys laughing at?
Well, if you see Kyle's screen, he has a little lady next to him all of a sudden.
Because it just went over really slowly.
It just zoomed out.
There's some traffic lights going on back there, and no, I dig it. You're dedicated to the interview and your band. I love it. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So not to trail off too far from the subject, what Kyle was just saying about a friend when Dimebag Darrell was killed. The following day, I put on Vulgar Display of Power, and when it got on to the song Hollow, I was in my car, and I'm sitting there in my feelings listening to the song, and my radio died. Like it.
The radio died.
The fuse blew in the radio.
Oh.
So the radio just shut off during Hollow. And like that to me was like, what? Why? Why did that just happen? You know, of all the songs, you know, so weird things like that happen. But I don't know if it's religious based, but it's just there is something like out there that's just
I feel like
things happen for a reason.
I feel like fate has nothing to do with religion. Like I think there's just things that happen, and it was planned, mapped, whatever it may be, and it has nothing to do with anything that you could have made a left instead of a right. You could have done this instead of that. You're still gonna have the same ending, whether you try to fix it or not. You know, like your fate, your story's been written. You're just kind of you're kind of just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, like we always say, like 20. You know, they say 2020 is hindsight, right? Or hindsight's 2020. But like, you could have done all the right things and still ended up in the same position you are right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's fate, and like a lot of things lead you there, whether you're supposed to be here or you're not. You know, like unfortunately, that's the only thing that like holds true. Is, you know, everything else we don't know. Sorry, that was deep.
No, you're good. Where do I go from there? Okay. Stumping me on my questions here. Okay. So after this was released, I know I had already asked you how the recording process of this was, if it was any kind of release. But when you put this this album out, knowing just like how much weight and heaviness was behind some of these lyrics, how did it feel to release it? And did anybody kind of like come to you and be like, are you okay? Like, you know, like you're writing these things, I just want to make sure you're good. Like, what was the emotionally, how was it like when you actually like released the song to the world?
I think it was like mentally and like physically relieving. I think that the last, when I sent Len the last files for him to send off to the record plant, like all the graphic design stuff, I remember shutting my computer and I was just like, and I slept for like 15 hours that night. I'm like a Thrive on 5 guy. I slept all night and woke up the next day at like lunchtime and I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I think it was, so that was that part of it. But then once it got released into the world, and then it was just like message after message after message, like, this is phenomenal. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just like, it wasn't just like people that I know that were just like, blowing smoke up my ass. Like, you don't have to like my music. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But when like you have like the one random person that you don't know, like send a message, like a DM on Instagram, and they're like, "Yo, this record is sick," and then they go into, it made me feel some certain type of way. You know what I mean? And like someone like I never really thought of it as like a themed record, but someone said that it was like it felt like a theme, the whole thing. You know what I mean? From start to
Yeah.
finish. It's like wow.
Our friend Jesse, he works for WBLS Hot 97, and he was like, you guys really went all in. He was like, I wasn't expecting your first album to actually have
Mm.
like beginning and middle, like a theme kind of thing. Like he gave us a really good. He's like, I'm not just bullshitting you. He's like, this is legit good. Like he's like, you guys
Mm.
took your time and did really well with that, and that's nice to have a little bit of validation because when you're sitting on a record and you've been recording for almost 2 years, like
Yeah,
if
it's a long
like
time.
you're just like, do we suck or like like are
Yeah.
people gonna like this? You know?
And one thing we were all wrong on. We were like, oh, that song, we don't like that song. Not No Echoes. There's another song,
Sure.
and we're like,
Oh
we
boy.
wouldn't even play it live anymore because we struggled with it. And everybody was like, Unrest. Oh my god, like that song, really? Like, okay,
I'm
So
Yeah,
so
we
mad.
almost had to put it on the record.
Yeah.
yeah, like there's just things that because we're so in our own heads about our product or our creation that we don't realize that everybody else, including you, has their own interpretation and their own feeling that they get from it, and it could be completely different from what
Yeah.
you were doing, what you were feeling when you wrote it. It's just every time that happens, it just blows my mind. Like there was the stuff that you weren't thinking people were gonna actually like.
I think it's because we're just too close. You know, like they say, like you're too close to the artwork or whatever,
Yeah,
or to the painting. Like we were just like so like, no, this is going to be the best, and people are going to love this. And then you're like, oh, Unrest. And you're like, what the fuck?
really?
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
all
I
of
mean,
us-
sometimes things just stick and you never know what
Yeah.
it's going to be. That's why you keep making music.
Yeah.
Everybody,
You're just like, something's
everybody
going to
likes
hit.
something
You
different.
never know
Yeah.
what's going to be the
Right.
song, you know.
Right.
I mean, there are limits. Like, okay, well, this really is a mess. Let's not. But then there's
Yeah.
other things where you're like, maybe we're not feeling it, but if we sell it really well, or if it just sounds really good on the recording, people are going to like it, you know.
And I
just
think
be caught
people
by surprise.
gravitate towards bands and artists that are real, like talking about real life stuff and putting emotion into what they're doing, and lyrics are heavy and deep. People gravitate towards that stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's probably why you're getting so many messages.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're doing something right. When people are
It's-
reaching out to you.
and it's scary too because it's like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
bet.
it's like we just jumped on a train that's like going faster than we are. Like, oh, we got to do all these things now. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you know, podcasts,
Yeah.
things like that. I didn't
Yeah.
think that was going to happen either.
Yeah.
Well,
The
here you
biggest-
are.
The biggest thing for me was the pre-orders, like because
Oh,
we
yeah.
we were playing shows and stuff like that, and we've been around as far as like people in like the scene and stuff like that, but the amount of people that like bought stuff or reached out, like originally we put up everything as US shipping only, and I had somebody reach out from Germany. We've had a handful of people reach out from Australia. It was just like I went from being in bands that did, handwritten CDs with a paper sleeve to this is the first band that I've been in that did a full physical media release. And to have people care about it in such a way has been like overwhelming.
Do you feel the pressure of having to keep making music like this, and is it causing more pressure and stress on you guys, or are you just riding the ride and enjoying it for now?
It's really finding the time because we're all in our mid 40s. We have families. We have real jobs. So it's like, ooh,
I just got
like
to the 40s. Relax.
oh yeah, he's a newbie. He's a newbie. But what I'm getting at is that it's like when we were in our late teens, early 20s. Who cares? If this happened then, we'd be going crazy right now. Getting in a van and doing all that.
So then that's actually a good question then. I mean, you guys have so much going on in your regular lives. You all have responsibilities, but now you're in your 40s and 40. How do you see how is this band well, now that you're kind of seeing the success that you're having and the impact you're having, I mean, how does that change things now? Or does it change things?
I think it kind of. I had an instance today where I was adding things to my shared calendar with my fiance, and I do it early. I'm up way early than her in the morning, and I added a bunch of things and shows that we were playing and shows that I'm just happening to just going to, and she texts me and she wakes up. She goes, "You got a lot of shit going on." I was like, no more than normal. It's just on a calendar now, But
now that you can actually see it.
Yeah. Well, luckily, everyone around us is very, very supportive of what we do, and they know that it's sort of like it's a mental outlet for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, just as recent as today, we were talking about this show that we were offered in Connecticut. I think it's in April, and that same week, bringing my daughter to Michigan to see her college that she's been accepted to.
Nice.
And landing the day of this show, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be landing at 2:00. How are you? It's a 3.5 hour drive. I didn't have this problem, before where I had to worry about and they're all like, coaching. We'll pick you up from the airport. We'll bring you there. We'll bring them back. We'll make it work. And I'm like, okay, I didn't.
We could still charter the helicopter.
But the moment I realized we were successful is when I brought home the Rolls Royce, and that I couldn't get the color that I wanted.
You had a Rolex on this wrist and a Rolex on that one.
Like, I had to check my Rolex to see what time it was if I had time to bring it back to get a different color.
The Rolls Royce was a 1/64th model.
With all my royalties, I bought this Furby.
Amazing.
Like, going along with kind of the funny thing we got going. Like, the first time my wife Michelle,
my wife is very
she's
nice.
Not really involved in the scene, or her bands she'll listen to is Paramore, Turnstile, and stuff like that. Listening to stuff like us, but I remember putting on the Roughs, and she would go "Is this you guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You sound like a real band." I'm like,
"Wait, so you're actually making mute?" Oh, okay. So that's coming. Yeah. It's all making sense now.
She's the queen of backhanded compliments.
There she is.
Well, then, with all this, all this success you're having and real life stuff happening, and just this album coming out somewhat recently, what does the rest of 2026 look like for you guys?
What's next? A lot of shows.
We've been reaching out to
some fests.
Yeah, that'd be great. We've been reaching out to promoters, touching base with them. Just trying to get out of our immediate area and playing to different people. We know we're constrained by our everyday lives, work, families, and stuff like that. So we're realistic. We're trying to plan maybe some weekends over the summer where we could hit 2 or 3 shows in a weekend.
Yeah,
that type of stuff. So that's what we're looking to do, and we're trying to make it happen as best as we can.
Yeah. Any new music, or are you guys just writing this one out and wanting to get out there on the road?
We still write. It's really just getting together, and we only really have 2 hours a week to compile things. So it's a long process, but we're never going to stop writing.
Yeah,
got to keep challenging ourselves and stuff, because you got to top this record.
Yeah,
So
It's
maybe
hard.
start now.
you
Well,
do.
it's hard to write. It's hard to write when we're always getting ready for our next show. So, like, there's a lot of times where practice is just that, is just practicing to make
Right.
sure that we're tight because we like being a tight band. We don't like, no offense to other bands, but I don't want to be known for like being a sloppy band or that band that doesn't exactly sound like they do on their album.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, it's tough, but like we always find time to like write, and plus Scott is always writing some riff, and then Nick writes a riff, and then we're just writing 7,000 riffs. And I'm like, oh my god, how are we putting this together?
Well, I put it together yesterday with a conglomeration of different videos.
Oh yeah, that
That-
video was great.
That video was amazing.
You guys have a music video coming out?
We've been talking about doing one. We just got to get the budget to do it.
I literally have like a storyboard, like completely compiled for that song "The Dove" we have on the record, and that's another doozy. You're gonna have to listen to that once you're done with us here.
Absolutely.
But, it's a real dark. It's heavy, a lot of black metal influence. It's
And some more cello.
Sick.
and some more cello and some more cello.
You should make the cello like a permanent
Yeah.
fixture in the band and have them on stage with you and all the stuff. That'd be
Like
fun.
the
I
guy.
don't know if Nikki could do that because she's got 2 kids now.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She's all the way upstate New York too.
Well, that means Kyle's got to learn an instrument and play live with you guys then. Kyle, pick up a cello.
Yeah, about time the singer does
He
something.
plays. He plays the
Are you-
beard.
Are you serious?
He plays the
Our-
beard.
Plays
Our
the beard
last
really
show.
well.
All right. Well, if anybody asks, where is the best place to keep up with everything you guys got coming up? Where would you send them?
Instagram.
Instagram's the
we post
best way.
everything on there.
What's that handle?
What the hell is it?
Failure_NJ.
That's it. Yeah.
FAILU_NJ.
And we're playing next week right by you, man. So you should come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're playing Lucky
We'll be in-
13s. Lucky 13s on the 7th.
Oh. Need to note of that.
No pressure.
No pressure.
March 7th.
Yeah, it's a cool show with a bunch of bands that we're friends with. It's a real eclectic show that's like indie rock, and then we're
That's
the
Philly's band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiwanis Never Crashed.
Never crashed.
So
They've been around for like 20-something years.
and like he's featured on a song as well, or he sings a
Well,
He does
sings
Bricks'
it live
part.
with us.
yeah he does break. Excuse me, but yeah, that'd be great to also see him live.
March 7th at Lucky 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, if I'm around for that, I should totally go and hit you guys up.
Exactly. We'll buy you
Do you-
a nice cold soda.
Hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for these last almost 2 hours now. I feel
2
like
hours,
I know you guys as people. I understand your music, so thank you for making it. I think music is what keeps a lot of people going, especially like real, raw, vulnerable music. That's always what I've connected to the most, and what literally saved me. So keep doing what you're doing. You never know who you're going to affect and who you're going to reach. So keep doing it.
Right.
And keep doing it your way. I think it's all cool. And I love how you guys are all like best friends too. Like that's the best way to do this too. It's like, let's just hang out with the boys and make some music, see what happens with it.
I'm never talking to them after this.
You're like, I found out way too much more about it than I
Yeah.
wanted to know, so
I'm over it.
I don't like
I'm
the
over
cut of
it.
your jib.
we did it. We did the thing. That's it. Well, yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys at Lucky 13 on March 7th. I don't know if this episode will come out before then, but I'm sure they have a lot of other shows that will be announced. FAILU_NJ to keep up with all of it. Guys, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. This shit's not easy to talk about. So I appreciate you talking about it to a complete stranger.
Thank you
you
so
for
much for
having
having
us.
us.